Communicado Peace in Noon Times. This is Osiris and Jesus, part 3. Of course, there's going to be other deities being shown as we move forward. So let's continue. All right. The beast and false prophet are thrown in the lake of fire. The book of Revelation has 5 verses that mention the lake of fire, ancient Greek, Romanized, Limni, 2 pyros. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Revelation 19:20. The devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Then death and Hades was cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And anyone that found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. But it's for the cowardly, the faithless, the detestable, as murderers, the sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars. Their portion will be in the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, which is the second death. The Duat. The Duat, exploring the myths and legends of the Egyptian underworld. All right, let me listen. Introduction to the Duat. The Duat, often referred to as the Egyptian underworld, is a rich and complex realm woven into the fabric of ancient Egyptian mythology and belief system. It represents not just a place of the dead, but also the critical part of the journey that every soul must undertake after death. The significance of the Duat is performed as it encapsulates the ancient Egyptian understanding of life, death, and afterlife. This article aims to explore the Duat's myth, legend, and culture significance, providing insight into its historical context, geography, deities, and artistic representation. We will delve into how these elements have influenced modern interpretations and discussions surrounding the Duat. The Duat is often described as a vast, complex landscape filled with various realms, each with its own unique characteristics and significance. Some key areas within the Duat include the Field of Reeds, a paradise-like realm where the worthy souls reside, often likened to a utopian version of life on earth. The Lake of Fire, a place of punishment for the wicked, where souls face torment for their earthly misdeeds. The Hall of Judgment, the central location where the deceased is judged by Osiris, the god of the afterlife. The Duat, also spelled Tuat or Amentes, ancient Greek, Amentes or T Coptic, Romanized, is the underworld of ancient Egyptian mythology. It has been represented in hieroglyph as a star and a serpent. The god Osiris is believed to be the lord of the underworld. He was the first mummy as depicted in the Osiris myth, and he personified rebirth and life after death. The underworld was also the residence of various other gods along with Osiris. The geography of the Duat is similar in outline to the world the Egyptians knew. There are realistic features like rivers, islands, lakes, mounds, and caverns, but there were also fantastic lakes of fire, walls of iron, and trees of turquoise. In the book of the 2 ways a coffin takes, there is often a map-like image of the Duat. The geography of the Duat is similar in outline to the world the Egyptians knew. There are realistic features like rivers, islands, fields, lakes, mounds, and caverns, but there were also fantastic lakes of fire, walls of iron, and trees of turquoise. In the book of 2 ways coffin, there's even a map-like image of the Duat. Listen to sound right cosmic reason. The Duat is called Underworld. In the Bible, the word Underworld appears 97 times. I'll show you a few quotes. Genesis 4:238, and he said, I will not let my son go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is all I have. If evil takes him on the journey, then through you will my gray head go down to the underworld in sorrow. 2 Kings 21:6. He passed his son through the fire and practiced divination and omen reading. He set up a ritual pit to conjure up underworld spirits and appointed magicians to supervise him. He did a great amount of evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger. Psalm 16:10. For you will not let my soul be prisoner in the underworld. You will not let your loved one see the place of death. Psalm 115:7. The dead do not give praise to the Lord, or those who go down in the underworld. Listen to Sound Right Cosmic Reason. You can see from this translation into English that the Bible was heavily influenced by ancient Kemetic view of the underworld spiritually, which this was transferred into the hell concept of Christianity and other monotheistic religions of today. New Ethiopian 63, New Pool, Mental Year 99, March 8th, 2025 AD. Another term we use in the Kemetic Egyptian description of underworld was translated as netherworld in the Book of Caverns. These are some of the pictures. Wow. All right. Sources: Ramesses' fourth tomb. Now we will see the Bible has quotes in it referencing a netherworld, which is just another word for underworld. Netherworld in the Bible, 8 occurrences and 2 translations. Ezekiel 32:18, Son of man will wail over the horrors of Egypt and cast them down, both her and the daughters of the powerful and majestic nations, to the netherworld, the place of the dead, with those who go down to the pit. Even if they could dig down in the netherworld, my hand will pull them up from there. Even if they could climb up to heaven, I will drag them down from there. Amos 9:2. Even if they could dig down into the netherworld, my hand will pull them up. Okay, I got that twice. Ezekiel 31:16. I made the nations quake at the sound of his fall when I cast it down to Sheol with those who descend into the pit, and all the well-watered trees of Eden, the choicest and the best of Lebanon, will be confronted in the earth beneath at a serious downfall. Let's define Sheol from this quote. All right, see here, it said to hell. It's 7585 Sheol. Sheol, Hades, derived from the root word Sha'al, meaning to ask or to inquire. Often used in the Septuagint in the New Testament as the equivalent of Sheol, referring to the abode of the dead, Gehenna. Strong's Greek 1067, while not a direct equivalent, Gehenna is used in the New Testament to describe a place of final judgment and punishment, contrasting with the more neutral Sheol, Hades. Sheol refers to the realm of the dead, a place of darkness and silence where the departed spirits reside. It is often depicted as a shadowy underworld distinct from the grave and not necessarily a place of punishment or reward. Sheol is portrayed as a temporary abode for all the dead, regardless of their moral standing during life. In ancient Near Eastern cultures, the concept of an underworld was common, often seen as a place where the dead continued a shadowy existence. In the Hebrew context, Sheol was not fully developed to the later Jewish and Christian concepts of heaven and hell. Instead, it was a neutral place where the dead awaited their final destiny. The understanding of Sheol evolved over time, especially during the intertestamental period, as Jewish thought began to incorporate ideas of resurrection and judgment. Here are a few depictions of Sheol, the underworld, netherworld, ether world, ancient Israelite cosmology. So you got the realm of God up here with the firmament, the waters that they believe, and then they believe that there's a dome, or here, firmament. They believe the stars are underneath that. They believe it's the earth, the water, shield, foundation of the earth, and then a giant serpent underneath. Here's another one, kind of much the same. Floodgates, waters above the firmament, the stars, the moon, ocean, then there's some columns of the earth, and they're saying shield is down here. Here's another one, God of the heavens. Water above the firmament, the sky, windows and doors of heaven, the moon, the sun, clouds, stars, mountains, earth, sea, foundation of the heavens, foundation of the earth, shield is underneath, the great deep. All right, this is what most of the flat earthers are possessed by the spell of religion that's teaching this foolishness. Once again, we see Judaism was also informed by the religious worship practices of the Osirian deity of death. The ancients of Kemet also mentioned lakes of fire in the Underworld on page 39 of this document. Let's recap. The geography of the Duat is similar in outline to the world the Egyptians knew. There are realistic features like rivers, islands, fields, and lakes, mountains, and caverns, but there were also fantastic lakes of fire. All right, Matthew said, then he will also say to those on his left, depart from me, accursed ones, into the eternal fire, which has been prepared for the devil and his angels. Revelation 19:20, and the beast was seized with him, the false prophet performed the sign of his presence, in which he deceived those who received the mark of the beast, and those worshiping the beast too were thrown alive into the lake of fire. Revelation 21:8, but for the cowardly, unbelieving, and abominable, the murderers, and immoral persons, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars there, Paul will be in the lake that burns with fire. Revelation 20:15, if anyone's name was not found in the book of life, he is thrown into the lake of fire. Revelation 20:13-15, and the sea gave it the dead which were in it, and death and Hades gave it the dead which were in them, and they were judged, every one of them according to their deeds, and death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. Listen to sound like cosmic reason. The reason why all these descriptions of hell have links, mountains, people, spirits in them, because it's the world humans live in, but cleverly hidden with spells casted by the evolutionary forces. These quotes are in some cases in reverse and heavily over-exaggerated in the way these stories are told. This is why the people can't tell what is real from spiritual or symbolic in these many religions. Listen to sound like cosmic reason. These facts are the reason why the writer states there's no such thing as hell in one place and heaven in some other place at the same time. Heaven and hell surely take turns existing in the universe at opposite times. Mother Goddess, Gaia, planet Earth, and all nature in general will become true heaven again when infinite almighty nature reaches point 6 east again on the smack circle of order. See figure 17 and 13 in this topic. We all at point 3 south right now at the time of this writing, 2005 AD. In the meantime, on an individual and personal basis, whatever condition of pain or pleasure, misery or comfort you find yourself in at any given time is your hell or heaven. Yet the whole bottom half of the smack circle of cosmos is called hell according to the annals of universe cosmology. For the point 6 east, 9 north, 603 south, see figure 6 and 20 out farther ahead in this topic. Let it be remembered always, and let it be known. Listen to sound right reason. The correct information in the foregoing paragraph demands repetition. Repeating because many people, especially members of the Ethiopian race, are hung up on the deception of heaven and hell after death as taught by religions. Planet Earth and all nature in general are heaven and hell at one time and hell at another time. And this means true heaven and true hell take turns existing in the universe, excuse me, of infinite nature and the opposites in the nature of nature. And this is why the writer utters that there is no such thing as places called heaven and hell in a different place at the same time, except in various other senses like a hell within hell, or when one is feeling. Introduction to nature, nature's smack circles of nature. When one is feeling good and having fun and pleasure, that is his or her heaven. When one is feeling bad and experiencing pain and suffering, that is his or her hell. Plus, for individuals having in hell are states of condition, whatever condition you find yourself in at any given time is your heaven or hell. Let it be remembered, always let it be known, introduction to the nature of nature. Book 3, page 27 of the PDF. The comparison of Ra and the Duat and Jesus in the Bible. The myth of the sun, both Ra's journey through the underworld, 12 gates. Ra, often depicted with a falcon head adorned with a solar disc, was reverenced as the supreme deity of the sun. Its significance in Egyptian cosmology is multifaceted. We got Ra with I think this is a falcon headed. That the man that's wearing a Ra wears falcon head. Alright? With the sun disc on the top. Matthew 16. And Jesus, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water, and lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and lighting upon him. So you see the picture of a man that's image to be Jesus, with a white dove above his head glowing. Ra is the sun god. Ra represents the sun's light and the energy, illuminating the world and sustaining life. John 8:12, again Jesus spoke to him and said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Ra's role in creation and daily life. According to Egyptian mythology, Ra created himself from the primordial waters of chaos and subsequently gave birth to other gods. His daily journey across the sky symbolized the cycle of life and death. Symbolism of light and life. The sun was synonymous with creation, fertility, and rebirth, reflecting the Egyptians' deep connection to nature and the cosmos. Genesis chapter 1-4. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was out form and void and darkness upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God lived. And so God divided the light from the darkness. All right? The concept of the underworld in ancient Egypt. The sun god Ra's nightly voyage, descending into the Underworld, hell, Ra descended from heaven. At sunset, the sun god Ra, representing life and light, embarked on his nightly voyage through the Duat. Jesus came from heaven. And Jesus 3:13, and no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. John 3:38, for I came down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. Jesus the Son went into hell. Ephesians 4:9, now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth. So you know, the lower parts is the underworld, all right? So now I had these two things drawn. We have on here the underworld, 12 gates with Ra descending, point for point all the way to 12 to go back up. We got Jesus here, and I got, in his case, I got the 12 disciples. All the way Simon, Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew, James, another James. I think this is, I want to see it. The twins, Didymus, and Simon, and Judas Iscariot. It is obvious who copied from who. However, in actuality, the story of Ra traveling in the underworld is not a 24-hour time span. It is in reality a longer time span called epochs in noon science. The same way our ancestors see Ra travel from a 12-hour period, Jesus also told his followers about 12 hours in the day. John 11:9-10. Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not because he seeth the light of this world. But if a man walk in the night, he stumbleth because there is no light in him. Also, it is not just Ra or Ripu traveling, but all of existence. Let's read. Listen to reason. The long-term zodiac is shown in this paragraph in Form 4 is not an imaginary line of longitude and latitude. All right, so here out of the nature books, You see Aries all the way to Pisces, which is 12. Then you have the brain all the way over to the skeleton, which is 12. This is your actual 24-hour period that our ancestors were speaking about. Listen to sound right, cosmic reason. The 24-hour period are the 12 bottom half zodiac animal signs, and on the left, and the other 20 zodiac body part signs. These are symbolically 24-hour period according to new science, the science of the universe. The animal world, which is the bottom half of the existing circle in the universe language, this world of animals is called the Zoot instead of the zodiac. It is true, whereas the Zoot is the bottom half of the circle of existence, the Newt is the top half as shown in Form 5 of this paragraph. Both the Newt and Zoot are pronounced like they are spelled. Newt and Zoot, like Form 2 in paragraph 3 of this topic. Note that there are 2 dots in Form 4 at the bottom of the circle. The left dot denotes the moon cycle at the end of the Virgo cycle, and the right dot denotes the sun cycle at the beginning of the Libra cycle, where every person, place, and thing existing definitely are right now at the time of this writing. This is why it is mental resurrection time, so that the existing circle can go back up towards better standards and qualities of life instead of the universe is starting to disintegrate at point 3 of the existing circle. Let it be remembered, all let it be known. Listen to reason. Like the Zoot, there are also 12 signs of the Zoot, and these long-term cycles last for 3 million years each. 1 degree of the circle is the duration of 100,000 years, and the existing circle of order has 720 dots or degrees. 360 for life at the top of the half of the circle, and 360 for death at the bottom half. The bottom half of the Zoot, the zodiac, is animals and their world, and the top half of the Newt is gods and goddesses and their world. And remember, the circle exists as only 1 dot or degree at a time, and that 1 dot is all of absolute nature, making a 1 degree circle change in the matter of almighty nature, moving counterclockwise degree by degree, and eventually completing the whole circle of all existence back at the top, where the circle begins, point 3. See Form 1 in paragraph 3. The Newt is indeed represented by parts of the human person instead of animals, like the Zoot, the zodiac have, and the number 999 in the Zoot, as shown in the Form 4 paragraph 8 of this topic, stands for 9 power and mentality in space, 9 in power and mentality and matter, and 9 power and mentality in time. And the same holds true for the number 666 of the Zoot. Let it be remembered, let it be known. Moon set, sunrise in the nature, pages 9 through 11 of the PDF. Let's continue the story. Ra meets Apophis, the giant serpent. Ra's journey through the underworld is a fascinating narrative filled with challenges and encounters. Ra travels through the Duat. He encounters various obstacles, including the serpent, Apep, who embodies chaos and darkness. Ra must defeat Apep to ensure the sunrise again. The giant serpent Apophis, a symbol of chaos, constantly tried to prevent Ra's journey by attempting to destroy the sunboat and stop his journey. Apep, also called Apophis, was the god of chaos and Ra's arch enemy. He was said to lie just below the horizon line, trying to devour Ra as traveled through the underworld. These are pictures here. Apep, also Apophis, is the great serpent, ancient Egyptian god of chaos, Isfet, that reigned over the underworld and fought sun and creator god Ra in his solar bark. So this is Apep underneath as a serpent. Alright. This Ra sitting here, and this is Set keeping him back. Alright, this is a great pyramid of Khufu. It gives an entry to the ascending passages and climb well view from the top center Egyptian god Ra and his solar ball. How did Ra defeat Apophis? The great battle in the Book of Gates. The text describes the gods as forming a protective barrier around Ra's boat, which shielded him from Apophis' attack. The gods then used their magical power to defeat Apophis, firing magical arrows at the serpent and using spells to banish him from the realm of the gods. Listen to some cosmic reason. The battle of Ra, with the prophet being expelled from the realm of the gods, have been rewritten into the Bible. Let's look at this. Plagiarism. Revelation 12:7-9. There was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon fought and his angels. And prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into earth, and his angels cast out with him. Side note, you can see the Bible writers added a few more characters and took away the gods except one. The story of the war in heaven has no real backstory, just starts with a war. Luke 10:18, Jesus thinks I beheld Satan as lightning fall from the sky, which is a direct reference to Satan's fall. Revelation 20:1-3. And I saw an angel come down from heaven having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. He laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set his seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. In noon signs, we know this is Leviathan, a sex-force captain from Ra, the sun. Here are 3 older videos I did on the subject. All right, you can find these on Marshall Newton's page, Leviathan is Sex Force Part 1, Leviathan is Sex Force Part 2, and Leviathan is the Sex Force Part 3. Let's look at the gematria number before we move on. So Apep comes out to 38, Lucifer comes out to 38, the devil comes out to 83, which is reversed. Here's the Christian version of Apep, Leviathan, the serpent being casted out of Ra, heaven. Revelation 21:3. So you see a white angel casting a red dragon out of heaven. A picture of a dog angel getting kicked out of heaven. There's another one. A number of white people up here talking to a dark angel, which is another racist picture, one-sided racism. The same way Ra conquered the serpent, chaos, death, Jesus was claimed to do the same thing. In Christian theology, Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection are seen as a victory over the serpent, representing Satan, the evil, and death, fulfilling the prophecy in Genesis 3:15 that the seed of the woman will crush the serpent's head. John 2:19-21. Jesus answered, said to them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I'll raise it up. Then said the Jews, 46 years with this temple and building without reared up in 3 days, but he spoke of the temple of his body. 1 Corinthians 15:54-57. When the perishable has been clothed with the imperishable, and mortal with immortality, then the saying that is written will come true. Death has been swallowed up in victory. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? The sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. All right, so this will conclude part 3, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Tremendous call of peace and wartime.